Okay. Hey, we're on. Let's see, we're on. Hi, nice to see you. Welcome. Yep, there it is. Welcome to, I think it's week 11 or something? Show 11, episode 11 of Tuesday Night with Tony. And look who's here. Look who's here. Chris Monty is here, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Monty, the Chris Monty. I say the Chris Monty because I'm a big fan, pal. I'm a big fan.
You're the one.
That's right, that's me. We got our theme music playing. David Clark is playing. David Clark is playing December 29th. He's playing at the Landmark Theater in Patchogue. He's doing his Billy Joel thing, so go see that. Sally, and like I said, I read some of the comments. Sally O'Neill says, "Hi, Chris Monty."
Hey, Sal.
Okay. So, yeah. All right, so we're up and running. Good to see everybody. Hope you're doing well. Or if you're watching on the replay, hope you're doing well there. Okay. I don't know what that is.
We just went dark.
We are a real professional, we're a real professional show here. So welcome to Tuesday Night with Tony. There's our show, there's our picture. I actually have, I don't know if anybody saw it, but we've had this thing going. We were just talking about Mike Del Judas. Chris said he doesn't know him personally, but he does know who he is.
Right.
Brian Festa says, "Hi there, Tony and Chris." Brian, good to see you. Glad to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Chris and I were just talking about Michael Del Judas. Michael and I had a thing. Mike's a friend of mine. A few weeks ago, he did one of his live shows on a Tuesday. So we were very upset, and we had a little row going.
Little battle.
Little battle. So we actually put it on during our show. We put it on, and we made fun of it. And
on mute. Did you have it on mute?
No. Actually, what I did, I put on Chipmunks music over it. But we've since have made up and are playing nice. And if I don't know if anybody saw it, but I posted a video yesterday. Mike has now he's made a little Tuesday Night with Tony theme song.
Nights with Tony.
There he is.
Tony, I love you.
Mike may have been a little smashed when he made
Tony's
this.
got half of ass.
Half of ass. Yeah.
Some say that it's made of glass.
He's got drunk eyes.
Oh yeah. There's one part. Wait, it's only like a minute. It's only like a minute or something. But there's one part I really focus in on the eyes. He was maybe a little baked or something. Who knows with this guy?
Oh yeah.
Does it?
Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, it's still going. Right. Hey, Bobby Sender's watching. Hey, Bobby.
Tony Walker was the wall. Had an issue with his leg.
Yep, talking about the leg.
Now he thinks he's.
This is our new theme song, huh?
See, Tony, I was gonna do tomorrow when I said I can't do that to my friend Tony Walker.
I'm sorry. I'm waiting for the eyes. This is one part where you really see the eyes.
It's not you, Tony. I can never punch you because I love you too much. I can't punch you.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
And you can't even run after me. It's not even a fair fight. It's not even fair. All right? Tough guy?
I think it's coming. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's it right there.
That's the bong going. That's what that noise is.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Enough of that. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Again, top-notch, high-quality stuff.
This is just like the Tonight Show.
Just like that. So thank you, Mike, for that. Whoops. See, I'm screwing up like crazy. Okay. Thank you, Mike, for that. So let's see. I had some announcements, like I always do. My friend, I'm a big music guy, big music buff. So I mentioned David Clark. I mentioned Mike Del Judas. I'm also going to mention my buddy who lives in England, who sometimes watches. This is Elio Pace. He does a Billy Joel show in England. And I think I mentioned to you guys last week, he's actually bringing in Billy Joel's old guitar player. David Brown is his name. He played on all the big Billy Joel hits, like everything on Glass Houses, Innocent Man, Nylon Curtain, all those big albums. David Brown played on it. So he's going to be touring with Elio in May. But the big reason I'm bringing this up is because I talk about Elio almost every week. Elio is actually going to be here in 2 weeks. Elio is, he was on a BBC show. He was like the band leader, almost like a Paul Schaefer type guy.
Is that the same guy that made the frozen pizzas that
Sure.
Elio's Pizzas?
It's amazing. He plays the piano and makes pizzas at the same time. So yeah, he's in England, but he's actually going to be here in 2 weeks, and he's going to be on our show 2 Tuesdays from tonight. He will be here, and he's also with him will be this. This is his
nice.
Exactly. This is his lovely woman. This is Amy Rhiannon Worth. She is an actress herself. She was just on a big tour of Billy Elliot all through England. I think it was just England. They might have been outside of England too. I forget now. But just a big tour that went on for a good year or two. She just finished that up. She'll be here with Elio too. So we're going to do an interview with Elio, and we're going to do an interview with Amy as well, which is good because I'd much rather look at Amy.
Me too.
Yeah, that's a great picture of her. Okay. So that's Amy. So that's my big news for today. And I think that's all I had. Okay, before I get to Chris, just one more thing that I always push. You know what? In fact, I have a photo here. If I can find it. Of course, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Our guest tonight is Chris Monty, and look at this picture. He's playing at Governor's. And guess what? Guess who else is going to be at Governor's? Knock 'em Dead Comedy. We just did a show at Governor's a few weeks ago, and we sold the little room out, so we're very excited. We're actually going to be there December 16th. We're going to be back there doing a holiday show, a holiday version of our mob show. It's an audience participation hysterically comedic murder mystery show called The Family, the Felony, and the Fun. And this is, it's going to be a holiday version of that. So we'll be there December 16th. We hope to sell the little room out again so that we can, go to them and complain and say, hey, we're selling out. Put us in the big room.
It's only 16 seats. But
well, there you go. And it's packed with those 16.
Packed!
The last show we did there, we couldn't even walk to the place. It was insane. And one more on a personal note, then I promise we'll get to Chris. On a personal note, if you've seen Knock 'em Dead before, or if you know me, you know my good friend Sal Couture. He's been with Knock 'em Dead Comedy for years and years and years. It'll be his last show with us on December 16th at Governor's. Going out on top, as I like to say with him. He's got to move on. He's there's no drama or fights or anything. He just feels it's time to hang it up. But it's been a long time. He's been with us for a long time. He's one of my closest friends. So it's going to be an emotional night and a special night. So come on down and wish Sal well. So that's that. Okay. So, and having said that, I have to say how cool it was to be at Governor's, because that's like, on Long Island, that's like the Mecca.
It's the comedy royalty on Long Island.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. And for a guy like me performing there for the first time, I kind of feel like, oh, I'm moving up. I'm going to join the the big boys here, because this guy is he's one of the big boys. If you know, he's one of the big boys. If you know comedy, especially Long Island comedy,
I ain't that big. I'm in Tony Walker's basement right now. The fact that I was available for this.
Hey.
I ain't that big.
With an audience of one.
With his son eating macaroni and cheese and
a Burger King burger.
Tasteful.
And there he
and
is.
Healthy.
Yep.
The McDonald's cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger.
Paul Peretta is watching. Hey, Paul. Hello, Dawn Bray. What does that say, Brian? Interview Chris while you're at it. Yes, I'm going to. Gary Lewis joined. Jackie McDonald. There she is. Hey, John Morelli. Jackie McDonald. See, I say this every week. Jackie McDonald is kind of hot, and so every week she says, hey, love, and I just tell her how excited that makes me. So thanks for that.
Very nice.
Yeah. James Marino was watching. John Morelli says, finally caught it live. Thanks for watching, Johnny Boy. K. Zags Gallagher. I saw Chris Monty at Governor's. Hysterical in capital letters.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's great. In fact, so he's not only in my basement, but that's at Governor's.
How long?
Actually.
That was what, like 4 years ago? How long?
I think it was more than that, actually.
Yeah?
I'm thinking it's like maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or something. If I'm not mistaken, this was the first night I met you. Yeah,
it might have been about 7 years ago.
Something like that. And we were. Was that Governor's or was that Brokerage?
Can
you tell?
I can't.
Not that it matters. Not that it matters, but yeah,
I
definitely
think it's the
one of the
brokerage.
best. Is it the brokerage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best.
If
if you haven't seen him, you should see him. You should see him. You should see him. Just hysterically funny. Hysterically funny. Recently, just did a live taping. Where you sold out, right? You sold out.
Yeah,
the,
Madison Theater at
Madison
Malloy College.
which I have here somewhere.
Oh, yeah, you actually have pictures of it?
Well, I just have.
Oh,
that.
the advertisement from one of them.
And that seats how many? 500.
500, and it was packed, and it's awesome, man. It was a thrill.
Yeah.
The people at the theater are phenomenal, and we're going to be back at that theater next September 29th to do a live performance. Not a taping, but just another live show there, because we had such a good time. We're going to do it every year there, a show there.
Taping to do what? DVD or streaming?
The
or
taping that we just did was for, as a comedy special, which right now is being, we don't know where it's going to go yet. Maybe Netflix, maybe Showtime, maybe somewhere.
Okay.
We don't know where yet. I'll announce it once we find out. But right now it's just in post-production. But I couldn't have asked for a better show, turnout, everything. It's called, the name of the show is going to be called What's the Worst That Could Happen?
Okay.
And that was, it's like a 1 hour stand-up comedy show.
Nice.
Starring yours truly.
That's
And
amazing.
thank you to everybody who came out to that, because it was phenomenal. All the fans and friends, I'm grateful.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I wish I saw it, and I look forward to seeing the taping. What's the matter?
I'll just move it up a little bit.
Oh, all right.
It's the camera guy.
Yep. Well, yeah, he's currently at 5 Towns. He's
5 Towns?
oh yeah. What did I say? Oh, Bosie's. You're looking to
Oh,
go to
yeah,
5
Bosie's.
Towns. You're enrolled. You're right. You applied for 5 Towns. He's currently going to Bosie's. He wants to get into film and stuff.
Enrolled at 5 Towns?
You applied to 5 Towns.
You almost said enrolled.
I know, but I didn't. Almost.
did.
Almost doesn't count. John Morelli.
Yes,
Oh, I'm reading.
enrolled.
Yeah, Morelli, I see your comment. I'm looking forward to hearing that news. Yeah, message me later. All right, let's see. Bobby Donahue says, I'm here. Start over, please. Watch the replay. Too
You
bad.
didn't miss anything. Trust me.
John Crispo says, yo. Is that somebody you know?
Yo, probably, yeah.
I don't know the name, but thanks for watching anyway, John. And if I know you, my apologies for not recognizing you.
That's the problem with Facebook. There's so many people that are your friends that you're on Facebook that you don't see for so long, and then you forget who they are, and then when you see them in person, you don't know how to react to them. They're like, hey, don't you remember me? I'm like, I got 5,000 friends on Facebook, you know?
Are you up to 5,000? A guy, a famous guy like you?
I don't even know. I always go in and weed out, the fake ones. Like the hot chick who's like, hey, so-and-so requests your friends, and then you go, she got one picture, and
Right.
it's her in the bathtub, and you're like, yeah, this is some...
Yeah, it's really a 50-year-old man.
It's some 50-year-old man in Wyoming sitting in his den with his pants around his ankles.
But maybe he saw you at your taping.
But
and,
maybe he was, at Governor's one night. You never
Exactly.
know.
Do you, what was that? Give that man a PBR. Yeah, my guest from last week, Bobby Sen, he brought Pabst beer with him.
I should have. I should have brought some beers with me.
And they were what, 24s, I think. They were big. They were
Do
big
you
ones.
drink beer?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
My
Hold on.
drinking days are gone.
Oh, but your son
yeah,
does.
my son wants to. Yeah.
You old enough?
I'm 16.
Oh, okay. You got to wait a little bit.
He'll be Zach.
One beer won't kill you.
Zach will be
Yeah,
17.
they let me have like one beer.
He'll be 17 when next Thanksgiving weekend, right? Yeah,
The 26th?
I know they're 26. I
So
was
next
trying
week
to,
you'll be 17.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can have a little wine with your turkey
There you go.
or a couple of beers.
Ellen O'Neill says, hello, Ellen. John Murley, how does Zach know? How does Zach know what? I'm lost.
What do I
Chris,
know?
start drinking if you can. Get your hands on something. I don't have anything. I gave him water.
It's a dry house.
Sorry. Yeah, my
I
drinking.
left my
days-
flask in the glove compartment.
Okay, so all right. So the taping, we did that.
Go to
Let
the
me look at
cheat
my
sheet.
list.
What do you got on the list?
All right, so let's start with where else would people you travel all over the place.
All over.
Where you go? Have you been all over the country?
Not every state, but I've been. I think I counted it recently, and I performed in about 24 states
Oh, nice.
so far. So I'm hoping to. Which, when you really think about it, if you go all 50, am I going to perform in all 50? Well, that means I'd have to perform in, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. Am I ever going to go there? I'd like to go and see, but who knows? But for the most part, I've been to some places that I never thought I would perform in, and like Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
I performed there, and that was beautiful city.
Really?
Yeah, right on the water in Georgia. It was great.
And how? Because we actually do the same thing with Knock 'em Dead Comedy. We worry, like the mob show I mentioned. We feel that if we went to, say, Savannah, they wouldn't appreciate, say, a mob show. All these.
No,
guys.
they would.
Yeah?
Everybody knows. No matter where you go now, everybody knows the mob thing because it's been put on the map with The Sopranos and all the mob shows and the movies and Jersey Shore and all this stuff. So now I think if you maybe 20 years ago they might not really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But now I think they all get it and they think it's cool. The New York accent.
Yeah, like, bro, we live in a show. We live in a world where The Godfather came out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, but The Godfather didn't.
Yeah, but then that's what spun off everything else. All the other monsters.
Well, true, but
Yeah.
but I think Chris is right. The Sopranos and Jersey
Once those
Shore
shows,
put
they
it
started
on the
having
map.
all those reality shows like Growing Up Gotti and all that. I think
Right.
that spurred on all these other states to kind of, see what the New York, Gordy Goomba is like.
But do you worry about that? Say in certain places that some of your jokes, some of your humor, because it's a different world.
No,
in certain
it is a
places.
different world when you go down south and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's different from us culturally, but not humanly. So I
Not
write
humanly.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I write about life. I talk about family. I talk about relationships. I talk about everybody can relate to that. So what I talk about pretty much, no matter what part of the country you come from, what ethnic background, what religion, I kind of keep it. Even though it's my life I'm talking about, I think everybody can relate to it no matter where you come from. If I'm doing a specific New York thing,
Right.
I would just keep that to the tri-state area. I wouldn't go try and do that in, the backwoods of Virginia because they won't know what I'm talking
Right.
about. You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly what I mean. Right.
But yeah, so I try not to, I try to write about life itself and then sprinkle in whatever I have to sprinkle in depending on where I'm at,
Okay.
And I like to get to know where I'm at too. Like when I go to a place, I like to get to know the neighborhoods, get to know what's popular around here, what do people eat, what people don't like, what's the cool town, what's the bad town. So at least you feel like you did your homework.
And you work some of that in?
Yeah, if I'm going to spend 4 or 5 days in a club in like South Carolina, I worked in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, a lot of New York people, New Jersey people down there.
Right.
So
Yeah,
down there
that's
it's easy.
yeah.
But then if I go down to like, Florida or Georgia or Texas in San Antonio or something
Sure.
like that, and you spend a week down there, then you kind of want to get to know what's popular around that area. So,
Right.
And go out and explore.
Well, Bobby Donahue says that it's really not a cultural thing. It's just my show they wouldn't like. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for that.
I agree.
Like I told you, we have some really heartfelt, nice comments that come through.
You have a
here.
wonderful,
you feel
wonderful
the love.
fan base.
Yeah, you just feel it.
They just zing the host.
It's emotional. It's wonderful. Okay, so all right. So tell me, how did it come about in the first place? How did you even get into comedy in the first place?
I've told this story so many times. When I was like 7, I know he's not on your show.
Sorry.
When I was 7, I fell in love with Red Skelton.
Oh,
Red
nice.
Skelton?
Of course.
So he used to be on, reruns of him, and then he was still doing stand-up when he was in his late 60s into his 70s,
right.
and he did HBO specials, So anyway, I caught Red Skelton as a kid, and I started to living room perform every family party, every whatever it was. My cousins would dress me up in funny outfits and tell me funny lines, and then it became like we and my other cousins would get together and put on shows. We'd write our own sketches, or we'd emulate something we saw on Saturday Night Live, and or something that we saw on anything. I Love Lucy or something like that. And from there, I was it. A star was born, if you want to say.
I'll say it. The star was born.
And that's it. And then I stopped for a while.
Oh, did you?
When I was in school, yeah. Like when I went to high school, I wasn't like into theater or anything like that because it wasn't cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So then when I got out of school and I started working and seeing how awful that is, I in my mid-20s I started doing stand-up. I started going to open mics. I actually studied with Peter Bales.
Oh, nice.
In his
He's
stand-up
great,
university class. in the late 90s, and from there I never stopped doing comedy. I did my first show in 1998, and I have not stopped since.
And I mean, I won't get into intimate details, but you've made a living, right? You don't.
Yeah, I have not had a regular day job since 2000. I quit my last day job in December of 2003.
Nice.
That was the last time I worked where I had to get up in the morning. And before that, the last 2 years of my day job, I used to work for Nextel.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was a cell phone company that had the walkie-talkie on it. It was the biggest thing.
I remember that.
Way before your time. But it was the coolest thing from the late 90s to the early 2000s.
A lot of guys in construction.
Yeah, so you had a cell phone that also was a walkie-talkie, so no matter where you were, you could be in another state, I can boop, boop, and talk to you on a walkie-talkie. It was really cool for its time.
And it made that was a good impression.
Yeah, it used to make that little chirp.
Yeah.
So I worked for that company until December of 23, and then, 03, and then I have not stopped.
You're my hero, man.
This is what I do. Now I hang out on Tuesday nights in guys' basements and have their live shows. Because I was born too late, Ma. I was born too late. If I was born in the 50s, this would be the 70s. I'd be on Carson right now.
Well,
but it's Tuesdays with Tony, and I'm just as happy.
And
I'm grateful.
Not only are you in my basement on a Tuesday night, but you have Brian McGinnis asking to see your tits. So you'd be an internet sensation with your man boobs.
Brian, I have not seen you in a while. Why don't you cross over Queens Boulevard once in a while? Say hello.
Yeah, I haven't seen Brian in even a longer time. Why don't you cross over the county lines and come back home once in a while? Although you probably are. His parents live right in Massapequa.
Oh, okay.
And he's probably there like every Sunday or something. But he's not going to see me. What was it? Whoops, I messed that up. So that's awesome. That's great that you were, able to make a life out of that. That's great. And
so far.
So
next
right.
question.
Next
Go to the
question.
cheat sheet.
Go to the cheat sheet. There was something. All right, I'm losing my train of thought already. All right. So all right. So you not only have. I know what I was going to say before.
Go ahead.
That I enjoy your act, like you said, because it's relatable. You can go all over the country. But I like it too because it's. I was just in hysterics whenever I've seen you, I think 3 times, and it's just hysterical every time. And I started thinking because you talked about Red Fox,
Red Skelton.
Red Skelton. Sorry.
I like Red Fox too.
Well, yeah, Red Skelton. Sorry, but I grew up. My favorite growing up, actually 2, was Cosby and Billy Crystal.
Listened to all Cosby's albums when I was younger.
Bill Cosby
Billy
himself.
Crystal too.
Bill Cosby himself is in my opinion, probably the greatest comedy album.
My favorite.
The movie actually is better.
Actually, my favorite album of Bill Cosby's, I liked himself, which I have on vinyl still.
Yeah.
But my favorite album is Bill Cosby Live in Las Vegas. If you ever get a chance to get a hold of that.
Is that the one with Noah's Ark? He does a great...
No, that's a different one.
Is that a different one? Okay.
Yeah. But Live in Las Vegas is great, where he talks about he does the Late Show and he tries to be a little bit dirty.
Oh, really?
But he's not. I mean, today's standards, it's not.
I can't even picture that.
Yeah.
But I have to say, in 95, I saw Bill Cosby and I freaking fell asleep because it was that bad.
Did you wake up with your pants down? That's what I heard about people that fall asleep around them.
Well, yeah, I wasn't a pretty actress at the time, so
okay.
He didn't do that to me. But I was really disappointed. Billy Crystal, when was the last time he's even done stand-up?
He's not doing stand-up too much anymore.
I mean, he did the Broadway show, but
that was a great book, by the way. 700 Sundays. Yeah, that's what he did.
Right.
He one-man showed the book. So if you read the book, if you haven't read the book, it's a phenomenal book.
I have the DVD. I've only seen maybe the first half hour of it or something, but
apparently it was.
Yeah, it held me. It held me. All right, so and I love the fact that you were. I love the fact that you were able to make a living at it because that's the dream.
It is. You're on the road a lot. That's the only thing. I mean, I don't mind being on the road. I don't mind traveling. But that's why when I'm home, Like, even tonight, I'm like, all right, I gotta get off the couch. I gotta lose my spot. Gotta drive out to Long Island. And no, I would totally do it for you. And I did.
You did, and I appreciate
but
it.
some nights you're like, because I travel so much. So if you get a night, if you get 3 days in a row where you can be a couch potato, I take advantage of it.
Sure.
Just want to watch the Knicks or whatever, and just relax.
Well, you're not really missing much with the Knicks, though, right?
Right now they're good.
Are they?
They're surprisingly good. So
okay. Yeah, that is surprisingly. Where's my partner tonight with the hilarious comments? Who would that be? Oh, Peter Piper. I got this one guy. He goes by the name Peter Piper. Every week, it's all the most perverted comments that you'll ever see. But yeah, he's not. I'm not seeing him so far. In high school, well, all right. Bobby Sen, and that's actually what I wanted to say before. I lost my train of thought. Bobby Sen says in high school, you meet more chicks in theater than you do in phys ed. Well, I guess he means playing sports. And it wasn't cool, but he's right about that. Because I was the theater geek. I wasn't.
Listen. If I had my choice, I would have wanted to be in theater probably, but I just didn't. I don't know. I was a lot more shy when I was a teenager, and because you're in an awkward stage,
Yeah.
And I didn't even play sports, so it wasn't like I was a jock trying to pick up chicks either. I was actually one of the bad kids.
Really?
I was caught out of school, get thrown out.
No.
Big gambler. Me and my friends were big gamblers. We used to cut out and go to the racetrack.
High school?
We used to play dice in high school. We used to play cards.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was one of the bad kids, always running with somebody who was in a fight. I was somewhere in the scene, so I wasn't like the A student or the theater kid or the jock.
What is this, the 50s? I never saw any kid in high school playing dice.
We didn't play
When'd you graduate?
in front of the teachers. I graduated in 34. No. I graduated in 1990, but we used to play privately, We'd be out in the side of the building at lunchtime. We'd hang outside.
Wow.
And, we either throw dice or play cards or we cut out early and go to the races, the horse races.
Yes. Well, all right. Well, you were Sewanaka, right? So you weren't too far from Belmont.
Right.
So you were able to, that's where you went?
Yeah, a mile and a half down the road was a track.
Robin Askowitz says, Chris, what town are you from? There you go.
I was born and raised,
Sewanaka.
No, born and raised in Elmont, Long Island, where my pop still resides.
Nice. Oh, there's Peter Piper. Oh, now his name is Willie Winky Weenie. Oh my God, that's funny. You ever play bear? I don't know what that means.
Bareback?
Oh,
I've done that a few nights.
Chris ran the Canada gang.
That's a joke.
Canasta gang, sorry.
Oh, the
Canasta gang. All right. All right, so you graduated when? Sewanaka in
1990.
Because my friend, actually the guy I mentioned before, who's ending his career at Knock'em Dead Comedy, he's a Sewanaka graduate. But I think he was 87.
87, so that would be...
Katura is the last name.
Yeah, he would... My brother was 88, and my sister was 86, so he's right in between them.
Okay. Katura, you don't know the name, Katura? You never know.
What's his first name?
Sal.
Sal
Hey,
Katura.
you find me a picture of Sal?
Is he from Elmont or Floral Park? That's the difference.
Elmont.
I'm not going to get a picture of Sal.
Like Facebook or something.
I don't know personally. Maybe I know Sal, yeah. Probably if I seen him, I know him.
Let me see.
You forget now. It's been so long.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm good with faces. I'm bad with names. Willie Winky, what? You get on all fours, I'll throw you the meat. There you go. Willie's
Thanks,
here.
Willie. Thanks for your input.
Did you ever
Picture of
crank?
Sal eats.
He wants to know if you ever cranked one out in school. That's what Willie's asking. Did you ever crank one out in school?
No, not in school.
Not in school.
Maybe after school. Or before school.
Gotta love it. Okay,
Back
so
to the cheat sheet.
back to the cheat sheet. You all right? So on top of the stand-up, you also wrote and produced a play.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Co-wrote a fantastic play entitled "Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat," with Tina Georgi, Joe Maffa, Eric Tartaglione.
Guy on top.
Yeah, he looks familiar. Anyway, that's Sal. He probably knows my sister, but I won't give her name out because she's in the
Sister Monty.
She's in a witness protection program because they're around the same age, so he probably knows her from school. But yeah. Anyway, co-wrote and co-starred in "Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat" on. It was a play that ran in all over the tri-state, and then for 2 years successfully in New York City, and it was nominated for an Off-Broadway Alliance.
Oh, I didn't know that.
As Best New Show.
Oh, nice.
Didn't win, but it was
That's all
nice
right.
to be nominated.
Absolutely.
And we did that for it was about 5 years of my life, and then 2 years was the run, I think, and it was great. It was great while it lasted.
But all right, let's be honest though. You make it all the way to a nomination, you got to be like, oh, I fucking hate that guy that won.
No.
I don't believe it.
No, you know what? No, you know, I'm not like that. You know why? Because we didn't even know. We weren't even like accepted in that circle. Just the fact that we got nominated was honored. We knew we weren't going to win because it's a very cliquey. The theater.
Yes.
You know it. You're in theater. The theater industry is very cliquey. You know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And we weren't in that clique because we were stand-ups that wrote something. And there's nothing an actor hates worse than a stand-up. You know. I'm an actor and a stand-up comedian, but I always say I'm a stand-up comedian first. And stand-up comedians usually outwork actors. Good stand-up comedians will outwork actors 7 days a week because I work pretty much 5-6 nights a week. Sometimes 2-3 shows a day.
Right.
You know, and I'm my own writer, producer, director, you know, booking agent, all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that was one of my questions too. You don't.
No, I
it's
do.
just all you.
No, I have a management company.
I'm
I'm with the Lunds Management Company. My best friends and now my management company. They handle the career. The management handles the overall career, and then I work with numerous agents that I freelance with as far as stand-up performances go. As far as acting, I'm with certain people that just handle my acting.
Right. All right, but the stand-up is.
The stand-up I freelance with, with
Right.
different agents, different agencies, maybe a dozen of them. You know,
Because I know Joey Cola, he just does it all himself, which amazes me.
Yeah, I'll still handle 70% of the work myself.
And,
We're back.
we are back? Okay.
Yeah.
We're back. Sorry about that.
John Morelli's calling me, but John, we're in the middle of the show.
This is the thing about today's industry of making your own shows. You have to get a separate phone that nobody has the number to, so you can film your show.
Right, because, this is the high-tech
It's not a
world
call-in show, John. If you call in, the camera goes off.
I did try that once. We tried doing a show with FaceTime.
You got to have them
showing
call
him.
like a landline, so you can pick it up, you know?
Yeah,
House phone.
John, do you have my house phone? I'm not going to say it, otherwise...
Wait till 10 o'clock.
I'll have Willie Winky calling me. Willie Winky, I'm not going to repeat...
The last thing you wrote?
he wrote... Yeah, he's... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's...
Filthy.
Wow.
This is a family show.
Well, yeah. Hey, do you know Don Sill? Do you know this guy?
I probably do. I'm in a picture with him. I don't remember him, though.
Okay, well, John's
I
watching. Hi,
drink a
John.
lot of whiskey when I do my shows.
All right, well, that's where I went back to this picture. You mentioned how the theater world is, cliquey. What's the stand-up world like? Is it cliquey? And the reason, let me tell you why I'm asking. A buddy of mine who's a juggler.
Ray Grins.
No. Jim,
that's all I know.
Jester Jim.
Don't know.
He's a juggler, and he wanted to try stand-up. And we went out, this is, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago. It was his first time trying it. Something he always wanted to do, so he got up at McGuire's. And he had his act all set.
Right.
But he got nervous, and he felt, all right, well, if I'm bombing, my go-to is the juggling.
Go to the bag.
So that's what he did. Personally, I felt he was doing great, but he got nervous and he started juggling. The other comics...
He bailed on the act.
Right.
And
he went to the Surefire. And so the other comics, they weren't really talking to him much after, or even, as the night went on, they felt, oh, you got props, you got stuff to rely on.
They said that to him, or that's what he thought?
I'm not positive.
It is cliquey. It's like anything else. There's guys that hang out and work with each other week in and week out in these clubs, especially on Long Island. There's a lot of there's clubs, there's a lot of different rooms, and even in the city, and there's groups that just pal around with each other or whatever, and that's it. And it's not like anything else. When a new guy comes in, who's this guy? And some people can be unfriendly. I always try to be friendly to everybody. But, he might have felt like that. They might have not thought that, but he might have felt like that because nobody's really hanging out with him.
Well, that was it. They were all kind of off, and they wouldn't let him into their
usually that's how, or he had to be invited into the group kind of thing. I know, if it's me, I'm at a club, and I'm hanging out with my pals, and we're at the bar before or after the show, having a drink, just shooting the breeze, it would probably take one of us to go to the new guy and go, hey, come on over, have a drink with us.
No kidding, really.
Maybe. I mean, and besides, if you have a go to a place like I go to a club. I was in a club in the Bronx, right? Like Westchester, and I walked in and I didn't know anybody but one other comic, and that's who I hung out with.
Right.
And all the other comics were all together at the other end of the bar. But I was like, you know, I can go over there and be like, hey guys, but I go, I'm just here to do. It was a benefit. I was there to do a 15-minute spot. I did it for the organization asked me to come, so I did it. So I didn't need like to go over and hang out with the other comics. Not that I'm snooty. I'm not snooty, but it's just like, all right, you know what? They didn't want to be bothered, and I didn't want to be bothered. You know.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah,
that's
so
how it is.
I say hi to everybody.
I always try to say to everybody, if I meet you, I'll always be say hi. Once I meet you, I'll always go out of my way to make sure I say hello to somebody.
Yeah, you're good like that. What was it? If you're starting out, the veterans are always watching to see you if you have original material. Okay.
True.
You rock, Tony. Don, you rock. Don Sill. Good to see you, Don. Hope you're doing well. Where was it? Somebody asked if you were willing to do a little bit of your shtick. Yeah, Robin Askowitz. Chris, give us a little of your shtick. You willing to do anything?
Come see me.
There you go. Good.
Come see me Thanksgiving weekend at the Gateway Comedy Club in Ronkonkoma.
We were getting to that.
Yeah, I'm just going to plug it through the whole show for the rest of the time I have here.
Okay.
Thanksgiving Friday and Saturday. If you have a nice cooked cold turkey leg left over, wrap it in tin foil and bring it to me. It's my favorite thing is leftover cold turkey. I go home, pour a glass of wine or champagne or beer late night, and have that turkey leg on Thanksgiving weekend. But 2 shows, one Friday, one Saturday.
Sure, whatever you say.
November 24th and 25th.
Right there.
At Gateway Comedy Club.
Is that the old Holiday Inn?
I believe it's the old Holiday Inn. It might be a Clarion now. I don't know what it is.
Yes. Yeah, the old Holiday Inn.
Yeah. What is it, 112? Is it on 112?
No, is it
I don't even know.
Vets Highway, I think it is?
Yeah, maybe Vets Highway.
I think it's Vets Highway. Yeah,
Anyway, come see me on Thanksgiving weekend.
24th and 25th. All right, maybe we'll...
It's hard to do, you know what? It's hard to do comedy in a regular conversation, being interviewed, you know? Just to go into... And like some guys would always do that. You watch the old Carson shows. Dangerfield was never serious. You know, Carson would ask him one thing, and then boom, he'd go and do 7 jokes.
But that was all set up, too, right?
Right. So we didn't kind of set up what he was going to,
We didn't set up. I did set up, well, I do every week, I do the rapid fire
set up
trivia,
questions,
so, yeah, I got the trivias. But I got, what? He has big nipples. Okay.
Who is that?
Willie Winky Winky.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so I'll keep that. All right, so what I'm going to do before we get to the rapid fire, we have we're not doing too bad on time.
We got plenty of time.
We're doing good.
It's only an hour for me to get back home after this.
Hey, you see, that's what I'm talking about. I was telling Chris earlier that we actually get around 1,000, give or take around 1,000 views per show, and I don't think you believe me, but
I believe you said 2,000.
Well, yeah, I probably did.
Just to try and get me out of here.
But what he didn't really believe is that I have viewers from other parts of the world.
I did. From England.
England. And I bring that up because Elio Pace, it says Elio Pace is watching.
Hi, Elio. Sorry about the Elio's pizza joke. I don't know if you know what that is, but in America, they sell crappy pizza in the freezer that you heat up in your oven, and it was Elio's pizza.
I'm sure he's never heard that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. But Elio, we did talk about you. It says you just joined, so I'm assuming you didn't see it. I don't know why you're not sleeping.
Cheerio, old chap.
But well, that's amazing. But we did mention that you're coming and you're going to be on the show, and you and Amy, we showed a great.
And I'll be watching when you're on.
Nice. But I did mention that we'd rather look at Amy.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, trust me, I'm with you.
Wait till you see what Willie Winky says during that show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read any of it.
I probably won't. So, all right, so that's the gateway. We're going to go back to that. All right, one thing I wanted to ask about was... All right, well, first off, not that this has anything to do with anything, but I just wanted to point out that's like the greatest headshot an actor can have.
Dave Cross Photography, New York City. If you're an actor or a comedian, you need headshots. That's my photographer, Dave Cross. He's the best of the best, and he uses all natural light. He doesn't doesn't set up anything. He has a beautiful studio right in Manhattan. It's in his apartment. He's got big, huge windows and high cathedral ceilings, and he's just the best. And it's so relaxing, to work with him.
Speaking of Dangerfield, Tony, if you want a stand-up challenge, go try an open mic night at Dangerfield's. That is a tough room.
It is a very tough room. I'll tell you why it's a tough room. You know
Tell me why.
Because I worked Dangerfields for years.
Yeah.
Predominantly I would say 60 to 7% of the audience are foreigners, and sometimes you get a crowd where 50% of the audience doesn't even speak English.
That happened to us once.
Yeah.
We did a show. We did a kids show out east. I think it was Shirley or something. And we were doing a show. It was all
Bing, 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 bing.
pretty much. So, but we did the whole show, and the whole time the kids just kind of, we got them up a couple
Where
times.
were they from?
Well, that was the thing. We found out afterwards. The people that organized the event, oh yeah, we didn't tell you. They were all Spanish. And right off the boat, they barely spoke.
Well, the
spoke
plane, probably the plane. What year was this? 1940? Right off the boat.
Well, they were swimming from
Right
Cuba.
off the raft. They came right over from Cuba. They were Cuban, I understand.
Right off the back of the big box truck that they smuggled them in. I don't know. However they got in, but yeah, they didn't.
I did a show. I used to host Dangerfield's Monday nights.
Oh wow!
And so that's how I found out. They get, the cabbies cruise Times Square, and they have free passes for Dangerfields, and people want to see a show. So people get in the cab. What's there to do tonight? The cab goes, "Oh, I'll take you to Dangerfields. I got free tickets to the show." So they pack the place. I guess the cabbies get $1 a head, whatever.
Sure.
So that's what I do. To make extra money. So I'm at the show one night, and I come off the stage, and this cute girl, Norwegian girl, with 2 older people behind her. She comes to me and she goes, I can't do a Norwegian accent, but she says,
what is a Norwegian accent?
it's like maybe like Swedish, sounds like that.
Oh, okay.
Which, if anybody's watching in Norway, they're like, we're not Swedish, but they're not. But anyway, she came to me, she said, my parents think you're the funniest comedian that they've seen. And I said, oh, that's so nice. And they were behind her. And I said, is that your parents? And she said, yes. And I said, oh, I want to thank them so much. And she says, they don't speak English. I said, what? She says, they don't speak any American, nothing. I said, well, how did they're laughing at me. They didn't understand a joke I said. She goes, they love your face. You have the funniest face they've ever seen. That's what they said.
So, is that a compliment?
They meant it as a compliment, but you can take it both ways. So, again, if this was the silent era, I'd be a star right now.
Hold up little cue cards of what you said. But they wouldn't be able to understand that either.
So awkward though. You're like, thank you so much. Siéntate, hey. Like,
Yeah,
Siéntate. All right.
Hey,
Take that ugly mug off the
hey.
screen.
No, I think that's a great headshot.
Gateway Comedy, November 24th and 25th. Go to gatewaycomedy.com or call 631-790-4046 for tickets and bring me a turkey leg.
Bring me a turkey leg. There's going to be 500 people with turkey legs.
Just don't throw them.
Siéntate.
All right, Elio says, thank you for the shout out. Amy and I are looking forward to seeing you very soon, being on the show. Say hi to Chris and tell him nice hat. Elio,
And it's from England. It's a Kangol.
There you go. In fact, Elio bought me. Did he buy me this hat? I think he did.
As the host walks off the set,
Yeah, I just walk off.
right in the middle of the show.
I should take it.
Well, again, high tech. So, yeah, Elio actually bought me this hat.
From England?
Yeah, well, I went to see him last year. It was great. I went to see Elio. He was doing a charity show in. Are you a golf guy? So I know you're a big sports guy, but
You're not golf. That's the only thing.
yeah, me neither. I hate golf.
I watch tennis when it's the tournaments. Other than that, I don't really know anybody. And as far as golf, I can't play it, and I don't watch it.
Yeah, I can't play it. I don't know.
That's all my wife needs is another sport. Because, like, now that the Knicks are good, she's like, you're not going to be watching the Knicks also, are you? Because I watch every sport, you know? So.
Well, yeah, because you said they're good now, but you should
Yes,
watch them because nobody else is good. Your Jets suck. The Mets were just.
Thank you for that.
Well, yeah,
My Islanders are holding their own.
they are.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's early in the season.
So yeah, Elio, I went to see him last year. He was doing a charity gig at St. Andrew. That's apparently that's the golf mecca. I didn't even know until I went there. Beautiful place. But yeah, so he bought me this hat while I was there.
Nice, cool.
And he introduced me. Playing with him at this gig was Huey Lewis.
Wow.
I met Huey Lewis. I was like you're a guy of the '80s, man.
That's my guy. That's my era, man.
I was like,
yeah, Huey Lewis.
I was starstruck, and we met. Andy Garcia was there.
Oh wow.
We took a picture with Andy Garcia, and Sally, who commented before, we were in the picture, and we were doing a selfie thing.
Right.
So we went to Andy Garcia. My shoelace is stuck. We went to Andy Garcia and we said, "Can we take a picture?" So we get in front of the phone to take the selfie. Andy Garcia just reaches in and just brings his hand down like that as I'm taking the picture. And she just kind of looks at him and smiles. He looks at her. I swear to God, he just looks at her like this. And he walked off. I think he was
God
whacked
bless
out of his head. But
probably was.
she was happy because it was Andy Garcia.
Yeah,
If it was me, I would have got smacked.
Godfather 3.
There you go. Brian Fester, class act, Tony. Hey, thanks. What, the hat? Does it make me look like a class act? I got you fooled. All right, so I have some more pictures. Other than the stand-up, where else? Tell us some of the because you've done some acting and some high-profile stuff.
Yeah, I've been very, very blessed. I was in Vinyl on HBO. That's that funky picture with the...
I love that show. Well, again, I'm a big music buff,
Yeah.
so I loved show.
doing that show. I thought it was from the top down, cast, crew, everybody, to camera guys, sort of just the nicest crew and everything.
Yeah, you had like a kind of a recurring role, right?
Well, I only did the one episode.
Oh,
I was supposed to be recurring, and then what happened was the guy in the show who my character was connected to.
Right.
I started to see that they weren't writing a storyline for him, and then they kind of weeded me out because they weeded him out. So,
okay.
But anyway, it was I did the one episode, and it was a thrill of a lifetime.
I thought
Produced
you were
by
on more
Martin
than one.
Scorsese and Mick Jagger. I mean, come on.
Did you meet them?
They weren't there.
Right.
But as far as I was told, Scorsese was very hands-on. He watched everything that was taped before it,
No kidding.
Yeah.
If you're a music buff, they were very good with detail.
Yeah.
With-
They were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everything was good. You know what my favorite episode was next to my episode? The week after my episode was the episode where Bobby Cannavale's character went to Vegas with Ray Romano, and they met Elvis.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I can't think of the actor's name now, but the guy who played Elvis, I thought was just phenomenal as Elvis Presley in the 70s. you know?
Yeah.
But that was a great experience doing that show, and I wish it lasted longer and I was still on it. I was on Orange is the New Black. I did an
were you?
episode of that. Yeah, just got a nice residual check today. Thank you, Sag.
I almost started watching that show one time.
It's good. It's a good show, Orange is the New Black. I did an episode of a show called, a little funny show on Amazon Prime called Red Oaks with Paul Reiser.
Oh yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with that.
And obviously, I was recently on Kevin Can Wait in season 1 as Dynamic Bob from the warehouse at Best Box.
What's your now? Because you were also in Paul Blart, the second one,
The
right?
second mall
second.
cop, right.
So do you have a relationship with Kevin,
I would say...
or is it this coincidental that you did both?
No. Kevin called me to do the Mall Cop 2, and then his production company called me for this role. So blessed again that I didn't have to audition for either role.
Sure.
They kind of just gave it to me. If I was in town, I was doing it. So that was great. Kevin's really, really great. Very good to comics.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, just another cast crew, top to bottom, just like the best people. He surrounds himself with really good people, and it's a lot of fun to work on anything Kevin James is doing because you have fun,
Right.
and it's very professional.
And I love how he, at least the story I heard was that he wouldn't do another series unless it was filmed on Long Island.
He wanted to do it on Long Island,
and you see, he's given all these Long Island guys work,
He's
which
being
is just
great
fantastic.
to all the local talent. Yeah,
I mean, you have Joey Cola, who
Joey Cola does the warm up, and
the corn eating guy.
Yeah, the
which is
assistant principal
so
on the show,
funny.
Chris
So
Roach,
Joe Starr.
Joe Starr. Yeah, the whole crew. He's given parts to Keith Anthony, who's Long Island guy, and and myself. It's just phenomenal.
It's great, and and Mike Del Giudice, who I mentioned before, he does the theme song. That's his.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's his. And he actually
him.
he did a little cameo in there once. Sally and I went to when the show, they did the pilot and it got picked up. Then we went to the very first
For episode 1.
first episode, for the taping, and you can just see that it was a well-oiled machine, and everybody was. It wasn't work to them, and
Right.
you could see Kevin was great with everybody, and maybe because it was the first taping, they went late. We were there. It
Like
was
4 hours, right?
It was longer than that.
Yeah.
I want to say more like 6. So it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning by the time we
I
were
actually
done.
got lucky. When we did my episode, we filmed it. We didn't film it live, so we
okay.
filmed Thursday and Friday, and we were done by 6 o'clock at night.
Oh,
each
that's
night.
nice. Yeah.
So
But he was great though, because we finished so late he came right out and said when the taping was done, because it went so much later than they thought, and he felt bad that the audience was sitting there for so long. He said, anybody wants an autograph, he goes, I will stand here and sign autographs until everybody's out of this room.
Wow.
And he did. I got mine hanging right there. He stayed, which I thought was just the greatest thing. I was
guy.
very impressed, yeah. And it's nice that, that he's given back a little bit on the island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I had another picture. Yeah, I got
Me and Santa Claus?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that was the night I met Kevin.
First time ever?
Yeah, I met Kevin, I think it was 2013. 2013 or 2014, maybe 2014. Anyway, it was the roast of Long Island legend Richie Minervini.
Oh, okay, sure.
And he's the godfather of Long Island comedy.
Yep.
And he gave everybody their start, including Kevin and everybody. He had the
Chuckles,
clubs,
right?
yeah. Well, he had East Side Comedy Club.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And then he had Konkoma Comedy Club. But I was on the dais. Richie is a good friend of mine and asked me to be a part of that show. And after the show, Kevin and his beautiful wife came up to me and asked, if they wanted to say that they enjoyed my set. And since then,
nice.
I've been getting things from Kevin, and it's been wonderful. I'm grateful.
Lynn Hogan, you guys are rocking those hats. Hey, thanks. Yeah, we're cool guys. Yeah. Let's see. All right,
Kevin James is rocking a hat too.
Yep.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so that's what I want. Oh, you know what? Let me get to this one first. A few weeks ago, we had a guest, Kurt Knapp, who's a photographer, and we were teasing him all night because apparently he has a big crush on Elisa DiStefano. That's Elisa DiStefano. She's on.
She's
Channel
a wife
12.
and a mother, and she's a wonderful person.
Absolutely.
Leave her alone, you dirty pig.
Yeah, I was innocent, totally innocent. But
She's great. She's the best. She's been so helpful for me too.
Is that right?
Yeah. When I was doing my special for What's the Worst That Could Happen at Malloy College, she promoted me for a couple of weeks on Long Island News 12.
Yeah.
And anything I do, she gives me props, and I love her. She's the best.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, I just wanted to just show that photo to tease Kurt.
Yeah, that was on the red carpet in Manhattan at the
Walmart?
premiere of Mall Cop 2.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. And then the after party was great.
And I hope she's doing well. I don't know if you watch Channel 12, but apparently she's been out for like a month.
She was sick. She had like a little infection and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
as far as I know, I think she's recovering.
All right,
and if
so-
she's not, get well soon.
So the big question, Kevin James and whoever else working for Scorsese, big deal.
Wait, Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese,
Martin Scorsese, yeah.
Yo.
big deal. He met Santa Claus.
Papa Nadala.
He met Santa Claus.
This guy, let me tell you, I did it was last October. I did a breast cancer benefit up in Saratoga, New York, with my good friend Vinnie Mark and Jody Weiner. Hi guys.
Oh yeah, that's Joni right there. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was for her. She's a cancer survivor, and she donates money back to the hospital to help out. Anyway, this gentleman happened to be at the show, and he came to me afterwards. Yeah, and I wish I had another picture I have to put up there. His car. He's got like this amazing.
Reindeers.
No, he had this big red Thunderbird, all red and decked out like a '60s Thunderbird, and decked out Christmas with lights all over it. It was phenomenal. But yeah, I met him, and you talk to him, and you're like, "You're really Santa Claus," you know?
Well, that's what I'm. What do you mean? It's not.
Well, a lot of these guys that do Santa Claus, they all kind of think they're Santa Claus. You know what I
Well, you
mean?
got the one guy here on the island. I'm friends with him. I've met him a couple of times. He actually he changed his name legally to Santa Claus.
Yeah, it should be Kris Kringle.
Well, true.
Right.
So
There you go. But yeah, no, great. That is the real Santa, and he resides in Saratoga, New York, when he's not at the North Pole.
Well, Saratoga. I mean, that's north enough for me, man.
Yeah, it snows
Cold and snow, right.
snows in June.
Exactly. They can have it. All right, so that's all the photos I have. Not a cheat sheet now. I am now going to move on to the rapid fire questions.
The trivia, which I have no idea what's coming.
All right. Just one quick question. All right, so you mentioned Red Skelton. Who else? Like, who are your big
Influences?
Yeah.
So many. I'll start with the old generation. From guys like you and me, that's where we say old generation.
Yeah.
But guys like Red Skelton, Jack Benny, one of my idols, two of my idols, Jackie Gleason and Johnny Carson.
Carson was? Yeah, Carson's one of
Then
my
you go
favorites.
into Bill Cosby, George Carlin,
Yep.
Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. I mean, so many. Robert Klein. Just so many that I watched growing up. from staying up late and watching Johnny Carson. Joan Rivers, who I actually worked with for 3 years. I opened for Joan Rivers for 3 years.
No kidding.
So when Joan Rivers used to be on, during summer vacation from school, Johnny would always take a week off, and Joan Rivers would host. And my mother used to let me stay up and watch when Joan Rivers would host the Tonight Show in the 80s, in the early 80s. Yeah, I worked with her for 3 years in the tri-state area. Every time she came to New York or Jersey, I was her opener.
Wow, that's nice.
She was really cool. But like acts like that. And today in the modern world, you know, I love them all. Kevin James, you know, Chris Rock, Ray Romano. Those guys are all guys that you look up to when you want to follow their lead. You know, as far as how to do it and do it right. You know, there's a million more I can name. I love comedy, and I respect all walks of comedy, even if it's not something I would do personally. Doesn't mean I don't like it, wouldn't watch it. You know what I mean?
Like what? Name
Like,
what's something you wouldn't do?
I just wouldn't be a real dirty act. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My act is adult, and and you come to a nightclub, there might be 4-letter words thrown around, but there'll never be too many of them, and there'll never be vulgarity and filth
right.
in a raunchy way. I could talk about, you know, things like sex and whatever, and not be, and at least I try not to be, you know.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, like my show is like, I always tell my people, my show is like we're at a cocktail party and we're just shooting the breeze, and I'm just telling you about my life, and it's funny story after funny story.
Right,
So that's
right.
how I try to.
Yeah,
write
I
my
always
stuff.
tell people I just say PG-13 is what I always.
Yeah,
say.
PG-13, you know. But yeah, so I wouldn't be like a filthy, dirty comic, or I couldn't do juggling and unicycling. I can't do it.
Brian Festus says Don Rickles. That's
Don
one of my
Rickles,
favorites.
another great.
One of my favorites.
Me too.
I would love to. Actually, I would love to do something like that. I don't know. It wouldn't be accepted today, unfortunately.
Well, it is. Lisa Lampanelli gets away with it, and she's made a career out of it.
Yeah, but she also gets a little filthy, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
little bit
where
more.
Don Rickles, though, was
Don
just-
Rickles never cursed, right?
Right.
He just did it
So,
insult.
I know, I've seen
racial
difference.
insults. She'll do racial insults, you know, with a little more adult and edgy than Don was.
Right,
But
right.
she's had another, you know, former friend of mine. I mean, not that we're not friends anymore, just haven't seen her in so long. But I used to work with her when she was doing shows at McGuire's on Long Island, and she was doing shows in Connecticut, and she, you know, would have me and I used to be in a comedy team, and we would open for her sometimes because we were so clean. She wanted clean in front of her because she was going to be the shock, you know.
Yeah, that's smart.
But yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do insult comedy with racial tones and all that.
Right. Yeah. Well.
But doesn't mean I don't enjoy it.
Right.
I love watching Don Rickles do it, you know.
So funny, Don Rickles. Art Carney. Okay.
Carney, love him.
Yeah. Lisa Lampanelli is no Don Rickles. Right. Yeah, I agree.
There's only one Don Rickles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Warmth.
Yep. Although, what's his name? Who also passed away? Who's the guy that did a Don Rickles act? He was a local guy, Frank something.
Oh yeah.
He
was a style of
Prince. Frank Prince.
was it Frank Prince?
Frank Pierce. I think it was Prince. I think it was Prince.
Might have been Prince.
Frank Prince. Yeah. He did a Don Rickles act. All right. Okay. So it's we've done an hour now. So we're gonna hit Chris up with a couple of rapid fire trivia questions as we do every week. I ask the questions. Some of them have nothing to do with anything. Some of them may cover topics that Chris may know about. He can guess. I will tell him if he's right, but if he doesn't know the answer, I'm not going to tell him yet because we let you guys chime in. Don't Google it, you cheating bastards. Just chime in. Tell us.
Too easy.
Yeah. So some of these questions may be hard, some of them may be easy. We'll find out. Okay.
Here we go.
Here's the first one that I had no clue, and you're probably going to look at me funny. What is the name of Fred Flintstone's paperboy? I don't remember him having a paperboy.
Yeah. That's good for like this is a good question for like a bar night trivia. You know.
Yep. Which we do. Not that company does.
I have no idea, but I'm sure it has something to do with the Stone Age in a way.
Brian Festus says, the look on his face was, what? This isn't over yet?
You got it, Brian.
Come on, it's not so bad.
I don't know on this one. I'm gonna make
All
you
right.
tell me.
Anybody know Fred Flintstone's paperboy's name? All right. When this musical artist released her first album in 1985, it became the
Is
best-selling...
this another question?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us the answer to the first one.
No, I'm going to see if some people will,
Okay.
will write it in.
Okay, I'm sorry. Start over.
Forget it. No. When this musical artist released her first album in 1985, it became the best-selling debut album of all time. Name the artist. She had the biggest-selling debut album
Is it
of
the
all
girl
time.
from Long Island?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? I
Mariah
think we're
Carey?
alone now. No.
Oh, like Tiffany or Debbie Gibson? One of
Debbie
those?
Gibson.
It was not.
No? That'd be my guess.
She's dead, I'll give you that. Not Debbie Gibson, the answer.
The artist is dead?
Yes.
In 1985?
1985.
How long when she died?
Within the past 5 years.
Oh, I know who.
Yeah, you
Whitney Houston.
There you go. 2 points.
Bobby killed her.
Bobby did.
He ruined her life.
He did.
With the drugs. You with the drugs.
You dirty brown. Newborn babies of what animal are 6 feet tall and weigh almost 200 pounds when they're born?
A giraffe?
There you go. Wow, he's a smart guy, this guy. He knew.
Well, 6 feet tall.
Brian Fester says Alaya. What's Alaya?
Is that the...
Oh, Paperboy's name? No. It does start with an A, so I probably just gave it away, but that was a good guess, though, because it starts with an A.
I was a big Flintstones fan. I don't
So
remember
was
that
I.
being a paper boy.
That's
They
exactly.
didn't even use him in the movie. When they actually made the movie.
Oh, the movie doesn't count.
The movie, but I'm saying they didn't even use the paper boy. Or Kazoo.
They didn't use Kazoo?
No, but Kazoo was at the end when the series was on its way out.
Yeah, but it was Harvey Korman, so you gotta love it.
Yeah, you do got
Anything, you know. What's the Flintstones answer, Sally? Sally, hang on.
We're going to save it for the end.
Yeah.
Because he's got a weak finish.
Because you're all dying to know.
Okay. I
Okay.
get home for Family Guy reruns at 11.
This time of night, you'll make it home in Queens in 15 minutes. Which is longer, sports guy? The distance around the 4 major league bases or the length of a football field between the goal lines?
Well, between the goal lines is 100 yards.
Correct.
I'm going to say the football field.
He says the football field. Let me know if you agree.
I'll probably be wrong because it seems so easy that it might be the other one.
Oh, Brian, when he said Aaliyah, he was talking about there was a singer, Aaliyah, who
Oh,
died.
he was guessing the other one.
Yeah, the one who bought it in the plane crash in the Bahamas, right. No, the answer was Whitney Houston. All right, so which is longer? Baseball, Major League Baseball.
Home to home.
Right, home to home,
Or
or
football
field, goal to goal. Where are we?
Let's see how many. That's the question: is how many feet is it in between each base, and that gives you the answer.
What is it, 90 feet,
It's
right?
90. No, it's 90 from pitch from the mound, right? Or is it 60?
60 to the mound.
So it's 90.
Isn't it 90?
If it's 90 feet, then it's obvious it's the baseball field because it's 100
Well,
yards.
And
Well,
there's your answer.
it's the baseball.
It's baseball.
You wouldn't think so, you know?
I don't think at all, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, total of 300. Sorry, 100 yards in football is 300 feet. 90 feet between the bases is 360 feet,
Yeah.
or 120 yards. Okay. Next question.
Sorry, I'm not yawning because I don't want to be here.
Sure. Only gets
It's been a
us
long
water.
day. I walked 3 miles today.
Whoa!
A power walk, you know?
Oh yeah, is that
Yeah.
because you're?
I got to lose weight. It goes right to the tits.
Well, apparently that was pointed out.
Brian Guinness.
All right, let's see. All these cutting class and running to the racetrack. Name the 2007 Kentucky Derby winner.
2007.
2007. Not the jockey, the horse.
I know. Super Saver.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I got to think of the... If you tell me who won the year before and the year after, I can tell you who won.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. Another sport I
It's
don't.
10 years ago, so...
That is correct. That's very good, Chris.
Yeah, well, I could do math.
Yeah, you knew that.
Do I get more than one guess?
You get as many guesses as you want.
Was it 2007? Was it Smarty Jones?
It was not. Are these real names?
Yeah.
That's-
These are Kentucky Derby winners.
These sounds like characters in a play. Smarty Jones. Like a 50s street. Hey, Smarty, you owe me that $20.
2007.
You owe me those 20 smackaroos there, Smarty. I'll give you a Smarty.
Was it Big Brown?
It was not. Although I did that twice today, but
This is all the horses in that genre. In
If you say
in
so.
that era.
in that era.
2007. Why would you pick that year?
Because they're random questions. Sorry. Want to pick a different year?
No. I'm going to know the answer when you tell me.
What number, not the person, the number, was the first number retired by the New York Mets?
Wait, what number?
Yep, not the person, the number. The first number retired by the Mets. Oh, Brian Festa got the horse question right. Did you look that up, Brian?
I don't know if it was. If I'm wrong, it's because it was somebody else. Was it 41?
No,
Then it was.
it wasn't Seaver.
No, but was it the number Casey Stengel wore?
Yeah.
I forget what number.
37.
37. I knew it was Casey's. It was Casey's number.
Well,
once I knew
but you
it,
did.
I
You
was
said
wrong.
Tom Seaver
Once I was
first.
wrong on Seaver, right?
All right, so Brian Festa got the right horse.
What is it? Can you say?
Street Sense.
Street Sense.
You
You know that was in my head. It was in my head, but I thought that was.
Not out of your mouth, but in your
Yeah,
head.
I thought Street Sense was like 2005.
It was 2007.
2007, Street Sense.
All right, sticking with the
Who
Mets.
trained the horse?
Who trained the horse, Brian Festa? Of course I did. Who the hell could pull that out of their hat? Yeah, sure.
You Googled it.
You Googled it, you cheating bastard. Let me ask you, I'm going to go back a little bit. So,
Because we're going to do 2 hours tonight.
so a stand-up, is a stand-up guy who uses props that is like frowned upon?
I don't know. I mean, Carrot Top's made a multi-million-dollar career out of it. He's
Yeah.
a total prop act.
But he borderline sucks. Nobody likes Carrot Top. He's made a
You
career
can say
out of
that,
sucking
but the
for it.
guy's a multi-millionaire.
All right.
Or if not,
And you're absolutely right about that, but come on, he sucks.
hey, listen. Look at what about ventriloquism? What would you say about that?
I think they're great.
Yeah.
I personally, no, I have no problem with
Right.
it, but
So I say, to me, I don't judge other acts. I say if you are entertaining and you're making a living at it, like I'm making a living at it. I mean, I'm talking about, I frown upon the downright road hacks that just do, they don't write anything and they're just doing old jokes that have been recycled for 100 years. You see
Sure.
a million of those guys.
Yeah,
Those guys I don't
unfortunately.
really respect, especially because most of them have day jobs and they're doing it on the weekend. And it's like, well, if you're really doing this on the weekend, then write something. Why are you doing some old recycled joke? But no, if a guy's a prop act and he's good at what he does and he's not doing the same old shit, more power to him. God bless him.
Okay.
If it's entertaining, I don't frown upon anybody that can make a living in show business because it's not easy.
right, no,
You know?
not at all. And that's why I asked, because we were making fun of Brian Festa because he supposedly knew Street Sense, but he's saying, I'm a one-legged bastard to you, sir. 'Cause I think we called him a name. And he said, that's one-legged bastard to you, sir. Because that's what I was asking. Because I always go like this in my shows, and I freak the hell out of my audiences. But it works, and twice it actually fell off in the middle of the show. And I want to have Brian on here. It's one of
Break
these
a
days
leg,
soon.
hey!
There you go. I don't have a leg to stand on. That
Well, you do.
I got all the
You haven't.
Well, yeah.
Stand up.
and the last name Walker. Got to change it to Hopper. Okay.
Eileen. That's an old joke, too.
But
All right, next question.
another Mets question. October 6, 1991, David Cohn tied a Mets record by striking out 19 batters in a game.
Against who? Is that the question?
Against who? You peeking?
No. Was it the Phillies?
Wow.
I watch Mets classics all day while I'm on my couch. I got nothing to do. I watch old games. That's how Met fans have to live.
Well, yeah. Well, I say it all the time, though. As Met fans, we're used to losing, so it can't get any worse. Although this year, they found ways to make it worse. But what is Mookie Wilson's first name?
Is it Brian?
No.
I forgot. I did know, but I forgot.
Did you? All right.
Yes, because they said it one time on a broadcast.
Which slugger for the Mets hit his 400th home run in 2006? As a Met, he hit his 400th career home run in 2006.
Did he get all 400 as a Met or just his career?
No, career.
Piazza?
No. No, he. To give you a little hint, he spent most of his time in Toronto, or that's where he's most famous for playing.
Oh,
Yeah, you know it.
2006. I can't think of it now.
Lynn Hogan says Bob Baffert. Who's Bob Baffert?
Bob Baffert was a trainer.
Oh, okay. Phil and Locke.
If you didn't look it up.
No, it is. No, it's not Gary Carter. He wasn't playing in
No, he
2006.
It wasn't Valentin, because he wasn't a home run hitter.
No.
I'm just thinking of the old guys that were on in 2016. Delgado, no. No, yeah.
No?
Was it Delgado?
It is. Carlos Delgado. It is. All right, last question. It's another Mets question, and then we are out of here. You remember Anthony Young?
I do. He lost the most games in a row.
In a row.
And he just passed away.
I was just about to say, he just died recently. Brain tumor or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost a major league record of 27 consecutive games between 1992 and 1993.
I don't know who he beat when he broke the... Is that it?
Yep. Wow, how do you...
I should guess what the questions are going to be.
You should be on top of your stand-up. You should be a mind reader.
When he broke the losing streak, who did he beat?
Yes.
Atlanta.
No.
I could just guess. I don't want to keep guessing because I could just pull names out.
Sally says William Haywood. I looked it up because you won't tell me the Flintstone Paperboy name. That wasn't his name. So who's William Haywood?
Well, that's the last answer we have to give. Who'd he beat?
He beat the Florida Marlins.
Oh, the Marlins.
The Flintstones Paperboy's name was Arnold.
That's it? Just one name?
That's all I got. That's all
That's
it
pretty
said.
cool.
Not really. Oh, thank you, Sally. Mookie's name was Edwin.
Oh, that's good. I forgot about that one.
Edwin.
Edwin Wilson.
I thought it was Willie, and I thought part of the reason he went with Mookie because that was a name his grandmother gave him, but there was already the player Willie Wilson. So I could have sworn that's... Arnold is the Paperboy, says Bobby Sen. I don't know where you could have got that from since we just said it. But all right.
I'll give you a trivia question.
Please do.
Because I'm not going to be here for next week, and since in light of the holiday coming.
You can come anytime you want.
Oh well, I will chime in on the comments.
Cool.
And I'll come back. What year was
1982?
What year was the first? Since the holiday season's coming, what year was the first Thanksgiving Day parade, and where was it? And I'll give you a hint. It was not Macy's that ran it.
It wasn't Macy's that ran it?
Macy's, yeah. Macy's did not run the first original Thanksgiving Day parade.
But it was in the
But what
city
year?
somewhere.
No, you got it. You can
Oh, okay.
tell me where it was. Tell me when it was, what year it was, and what city it was in. And I'll give you a hint. It was not in New York City.
Wow.
So go for the year.
It's funny. Bobby Sen just said 1937 Florida. And honest to God, I was going to say 1937.
No, the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade was in 1924. But Macy's did not do the first original Thanksgiving Day parade. So I'll give you that. It's before 1924.
1863, and it was in Gettysburg.
I'll give you the answer because I have to go.
To the bathroom.
It was 1920
Okay.
in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So we stole it from Philly.
And it was Gimbel's through the first, remember Gimbel's?
Yep.
Through the first Thanksgiving Day parade, not Macy's. Macy's ran theirs, New York City, 1924.
All right, but the thing I have with that is, why the hell would you know something like that?
Because you ever watch Music Choice when you're listening to
Oh,
music?
yeah.
So I was watching Music Choice, and they had I don't know what I was listening to. It was Sounds of the Season channel, where they play like all kinds of jazz and Halloween music and Christmas music, whatever, one year. And that tidbit came up on the screen, and it just stuck.
A little
in
tidbit
here.
from Chris
I am a
Monty.
fountain of useless
Oh,
information.
I hear you.
So,
All right, one more time.
November
your turkey leg?
24th and 25th, please come and see me at the Gateway Comedy Club in Ronkonkoma, Long Island, and bring me a cold turkey leg if you got one, or a wing.
So it's not just Ronkonkoma, it's Ronkonkoma!
That's what, yeah. It's just,
And bring a turkey leg. And Ronkonkoma,
and
Brian
get your
Wilk.
tickets Friday and Saturday night. They're going to be two great shows, I promise you. I know that Talia Reese is going to be on the show with me, and I don't know. I forgot who else, and forgive me. But it's going to be a really fun show.
Who? Talia
Reese, she's a local Long Island comedian.
I don't know her.
Making her way up the ladder.
Oh,
and,
she's new?
relatively new. The last few years, I've seen her, climbing the ladder of success.
Oh,
so,
okay, interesting.
So come and check us out.
This is Chris Monty, November 24th, 25th. This is Tuesday Night with Tony. Keep hitting those hearts and likes and spreading the word. Peace out, Bobby Sen. We're down to 5 watchers, but viewers, but we'll have more as it replays. Chris Monty, thank you, pal.
Thank you for having me, Tony.
I appreciate it, man. He did me a
Couldn't
big
think of a
solid
better
coming
way
down
to spend my Tuesday night.
Michelle Bayer Douglas has joined. Michelle, I think you did this last week too. You joined at the end.
Watch the replay.
Watch the replay. Well, she's out in Vegas, so.
Oh, it's early.
Brian Festus says, great show. Thank you, Brian, as always. Brian watches religiously, and he's the best. No, really, seriously, you did me a big solid by coming on.
Thanks
I really
for having
appreciate
me.
it. This is, in my opinion, us low comedy guys, this is like the big time right here. So this was a big deal for me. So I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right, Michelle, no, I did not. Did not what? It says you just joined. Did you watch the whole thing? Well, thanks. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, in 2 weeks, Elio will be here with Amy from England. Next week, I don't know who we have. I don't know if we have anybody yet. So
We'll get somebody.
Yeah, we'll get somebody just like we got Chris. All right. Say goodbye, Zach.
Ciao.
Say goodbye.
Siente.